Back to Maine, without confirming any trips or talking about that, has the president spoken to the families of the victims of the shooting in Maine?
Don't have any conversations or any readout for you at this time with the families. Obviously, the president's main goal right now has been to make sure that folks on the ground have the resources that they need. We understand. Certainly our hearts and prayers go out to the families and the victims that lost so much on that awful, horrific day last week. And so that continues. As I mentioned, Greg Jackson, who's the deputy director of the new office, is on the ground providing that support, that much needed support on the ground. We don't have any calls to read out.
And knowing what we've seen come out now about the gunman's mental health and some of the warning signs that were there, does the president believe that there was something specific that could have been done to prevent that shooting?
So here's what we know. We know that more work needs to be done in Congress. We need to see more legislation to deal with what we're seeing, to deal with this epidemic, gun violence epidemic that we're seeing across the country. We need House Republicans to get on board. And that is one way to save lives. And we're tired of this. I'm tired of it. The president's tired of it. I'm sure all of you are tired about talking about these horrific mass shootings. There's a reason that this happens, these types of mass shootings happen here in this country, right? And so we have to see legislation moving forward to deal with this epidemic. The president has put forward, as you hear us say all the time, more than 24 executive orders to deal with this gun epidemic, more than 24. And he put together an office to deal with this gun violence, a historic office, something that we've never seen before from an administration, because he knows that more needed to be done. And he wanted to make sure that these executive orders are moving forward, and also this bipartisan law that was passed to deal with gun violence last year. We wanted to see that expedited, and we wanted to see those processes moving a lot faster. And so that's one of the reasons he put forward the office. But look, we know what works. We know there is common sense legislation that could be put forward right now that can get passed, put it on the floor, put it together, right? Get passed so that we can save lives. We should not have gun violence, guns being the #1 killer of our kids. That should not be. And then the question is to House Republicans, to Republicans in Congress, why is that happening? Why is that happening, these mass shootings happening here in this country? Because they could change that. They can.